20s is probably the most exciting stage of our life. That first job, that feeling of not depending upon your parents, and a lot of dreams about a great life. You're filled with a lot of josh and want to conquer the entire world. However, 20s is also the time when you lack maturity, especially when it comes to financial planning. Now, the thing is, the decision you take in your 20s can literally make or break your financial life. If you make the right financial decisions, you'll be set for life. Make the wrong financial decisions, and you can end up spending the rest of your life paying for it. So in this video, I want to address some common financial mistakes that you must avoid in your 20s. This is based on my personal experiences and after interacting with a lot of young boys and girls in their 20s. So if you're in your 20s, I'm sure you'll be able to relate with a lot of those mistakes. Alright, let's get started. So first mistake is becoming a victim of lifestyle inflation. The moment you get your first job in your 20s, you start dreaming about that fancy car, exotic vacation, expensive clothes and accessories and whatnot. While there's nothing wrong in buying fancy stuff, the problem is spending over and above the means. Today, people with salary of 30-40,000 a month want an iPhone worth 1 lakh rupee. This is YOLO generation. You only live once. For them, financial planning is not important. Their common argument is, let us enjoy our life now. We can always plan our finances later. The problem with this approach is that you never built a habit of saving. So later in your life, when you want to start saving, you just can't do it because you keep on upgrading your lifestyle and always run out of money. In fact, this instant gratification has even amplified today thanks to the Instagram influencers, marketing guys, heavy discounts, and those EMI and credit card offers. It's very difficult to control your urge. Trust me folks, once you get trapped into lifestyle inflation, you end up living life paycheck to paycheck and would always live under the burden of debt. With this lifestyle, you would never be able to achieve financial freedom. So make sure that you avoid getting victimized with lifestyle inflation. Spend money, enjoy life, but do it within control. Second mistake is no idea of power of compounding. I think the biggest reason why young folks in their 20s are not inclined towards financial planning is because they don't really understand the power of investment at an early age. I'm sure we all have come across the power of compounding formula in our school days, but very few people understand its importance. For instance, Albert Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, he who doesn't pays it. Okay, let me share a simple example that would help you understand the power of compounding. So Ajay and Rahul are friends and both get their first job of 50,000 a month at the age of 22. Now Ajay belonged to the YOLO generation and did not bother about financial planning. Rahul on the other side decided to invest 25,000 a month in the equity market. For 10 years, Ajay spent everything he earned and Rahul kept investing every month. Now at the age of 32, Ajay realized that he also needed to invest for retirement. So now he has also started a monthly investment of 25,000 rupee. Do you know what would be their corpus at the age of 50 years assuming 15% CAGR rate? Well, over the 18 years, Ajay's investment of 54 lakh would end up with a corpus of 2.76 crore rupee. Whereas Rahul's investment of 84 lakh would end up with a corpus of 12.95 crore rupees. Just take a moment to digest this. With investment of additional 30 lakh rupee, Rahul ended up with nearly 10 crore rupees more than Ajay. That's because he started at a young age and this money compounded for 28 years as compared to Ajay whose money compounded only for 18 years. That's the power of compounding. So here, time is the most important aspect. The earlier you start, the better it is. Moral of the story is, don't make mistake like Ajay. Be like Rahul. Now I know you would ask, Sahil, how do you get 15% CAGR return on investment? So when you invest in equity market, you can potentially generate that kind of return. It won't be consistent as equity market is volatile. But if you stay invested for a long term, then you can potentially generate such returns. Third major mistake is no term plan and health plan. Okay, before you drive a car, you wear a seatbelt, isn't it? Similarly, before you start your financial journey, you need to take a term plan and health plan as a part of risk management. I've seen many people make mistake of delaying term and health plan. Folks, healthcare cost in India is rising at a very high rate and just a few days of hospitalization can cost you a few lakh. That can easily wipe out all your savings. So make sure that you don't make this mistake of not having a health plan. And a term plan is a must, especially when you have dependent parents or wife and children. The biggest advantage of taking a term and health plan in your 20s is low cost. As your age increases, the premium amount increases. And if you don't take a term and health plan in your 20s, it would cost a lot in your 30s. Now, a lot of you watching this video would already be covered with your employer provided group health plan. And you might ask, is corporate health insurance good enough for you and your family? Or should you take a separate health plan? Well, corporate health plans are great as they're generally part of your job perks and you don't have to pay any premium. But remember that the moment you quit your job, you lose your health insurance policy. And if anything happens before you get the health coverage from another employer, you'll have to bear the cost from your own pocket. Plus, your new health policy will start from scratch with the waiting period for certain disease. So it is better to take a separate health plan. For that, I would suggest exploring this Ditto platform. On this platform, you can find a lot of options like health insurance checklist, top health insurers in India, best health plans in India. You can even search your health plan and understand it in layman's language and can even compare various health plans. If you are still confused, you can even set up a free 30-minute call with the Ditto team that can guide you with the right health and term plan. Ditto is a very promising startup backed by Zerodha that is solving a major problem of insurance mis-selling by providing honest and spam-free advice. You can get the details in the pinned comment. Then fourth mistake is no emergency fund. In your early 20s, you are so excited that you forget the basic aspect of planning for financial days. It could be a job loss, sudden loss of money due to some emergency, or could be COVID-like situation. In such cases, not having an emergency fund can create a lot of financial stress. So it's very important to have 6 to 9 months of your monthly expenses parked in a safer instrument that provide a decent return and beat the inflation. Then fifth mistake is no budgeting. I've seen people in their 20s earning a good salary of 1 lakh, 2 lakh a month, but towards the end of the month, they struggle to figure out where their money is going. The simple reason is lack of budgeting. Now, I'm not saying that you track your every single penny, but it's a very good habit to keep a track of major expenses. That actually gives you a good sense of the major pockets of expenses. Then you can further analyze and decide which pockets are necessary and which pockets are unnecessary. There are many budgeting apps out there that can help you track your expenses, or if you're like me, you can simply track the expenses on Google or Excel sheet. Trust me folks, a simple habit of keeping a track of your expenses can help you save a lot of money, and every penny saved is a penny earned. Sixth mistake is looking for shortcuts. Young folks in their 20s lack patience. They want everything now. For instance, everyone wants to earn a lot of money, but they need a shortcut for that. Today, internet is full of videos and ideas on how to make quick money. Trust me folks, if you want to live a financially comfortable life, then there are no shortcuts. You have to work hard and build your skill set. It may take a few years, but the only way to earn consistently is via building a skill that has a good demand but low supply. Personally, I have worked very hard to learn every aspect of personal finance and investment, and it took me a good few years. But that hard work is now rewarding me on a consistent basis. Then another problem is that youngsters want to double their wealth in no time. They look for investment that can just magically generate 5 times, 10 times return in no time. Again, same problem. Lack of patience. In fact, due to this greed to generate high return in no time, majority of people end up losing their money by falling into Ponzi scheme or making wrong investments. So always remember that there are no shortcuts to success. I really like a quote from Messi when he was asked about overnight success. He said, "I started early and stay late, day after day, year after year. It took me 17 years and 114 days to become an overnight success." Mistake number 7 is mixing insurance and investment. I've seen many young folks falling into the trap of insurance agents that are generally their relatives or neighbors. They basically try to convince your parents and yourself to take an insurance cum investment plan. And they would show you great calculation and explain multiple benefits of insurance cum investment plans like your endowment plan or even ULIPs. Although not all insurance cum investment plans are bad, generally speaking, the returns from such plans are very low due to the high commission involved in these products that eats your profit. Moreover, there is generally a very high lock-in period in such plans. I've seen many people end up taking such insurance cum investment plan at an early age due to lack of proper knowledge and got stuck with poor return due to a long investment duration. So make sure that you keep your insurance and investment separate. Also, while selecting the health insurance, you must ensure that you cover every parameter, like check for claim settlement ratio, which basically means that out of say 100 claims, how many claims are settled by that insurance company. You can get all these information on Ditto platform. There's a health insurance checklist on their platform that can properly guide you with selecting the right health plan. Eighth mistake is investment based on tips. The problem is that every person in their 20s want to generate great return, but very few people really want to learn. No wonder today there are hundreds of Telegram channels, WhatsApp group, Instagram pages, Facebook communities giving stock tips, because the majority of people only want stock tips. Personally, I get hundreds of comments every day to suggest which stock to buy. I always say that if you want to create wealth in the stock market, you have to study business, because that's the only way to build conviction. And conviction is the most important aspect while investing the money. For instance, a fundamentally good stock might fall 40-50%. Now, if you understand the business and growth prospect, it can actually create an opportunity to invest at lower levels. But if you don't understand the business, you will panic and sell the stock at big loss. So if you want to create wealth, then please ensure that you don't make this fatal mistake of investment based on tips. Mistake number 9 is lack of diversification. The problem is majority of people in their 20s lack a balanced mindset. Some people are too aggressive and end up investing all their money in your small caps and micro cap stocks. In fact, some people take it to a whole new level by doing F&O trading. They believe in the quote, risk hai to ishq hai. Whereas some people are too conservative that they only keep their money in FDs. For me, both the approaches are wrong. It's very important to understand the importance of diversification and balance your investment across different asset classes and investment categories as per your financial goal and risk appetite. For instance, if you want to invest for a short term, say within 3 years, you must keep your money in low volatile investment options like your FD, bonds, debt mutual funds, etc. Likewise, if you want to invest for long-term wealth creation, you can invest in equity, but try to make a fine balance by investing across large cap, mid cap and small cap. As equity market is very volatile and small cap and micro cap might look very attractive during bull run, but they also fall the most during the bear market. So balance is a must. Final 10th mistake is mixing emotion with investment. Today, the biggest challenge with youngster is to manage FOMO, that is fear of missing out. I'm sure all of you would be able to relate to it. FOMO in investment is the fear that everyone around you is making huge money in the stock market and you also need to do something, otherwise you will miss out on a big opportunity. This FOMO generally comes during the bull rallies, and many people end up investing at a very high valuation out of FOMO. And when that eventually see correction in stock market, they panic and exit at loss. Some people like to keep checking their portfolio hundreds and thousands times a day, and that also result in FOMO. I think controlling the emotion of fear and greed is one of the most important aspects of investment. So make sure that you don't make this mistake of mixing emotions with investment. So in this video, we discussed 10 common financial mistakes that youngsters make in their 20s. It includes becoming a victim of lifestyle inflation, no idea of power of compounding, no term plan and health plan. Again, term and health plan are the most important part of financial planning. In case you want to explore how to select right health insurance, I provided Ditto link in the pinned comment. Then fourth is no emergency fund. Fifth mistake is mixing insurance and investment. Sixth is no budgeting. Seventh, looking for shortcut. Eighth, investment based on tips. Ninth, lack of diversification. And 10th is mixing emotion with investment. Now let me know which mistakes have you made in your 20s, and did I miss any of the mistake? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. If you find it useful, do share it with your friends in their 20s. I'll see you next video. Till then, take care.